Welcome to a journey into the future of storytelling. You've heard of authors spending years crafting the perfect novel. But what if AI could do it faster, maybe even better? Today, we tackle this audacious question. Can AI write a bestseller? Traditionally, writing a bestseller involves years of experience, unique creativity, and sometimes a little bit of luck. But with AI advancements, we're entering a new era. How does a machine stack up against human intuition and storytelling? The plan is simple yet groundbreaking. Use state-of-the-art language models to generate a story, review it, and try to get it published. That's what we'll do in this video. The stories we generate should be of high quality, similar to the classics by some of the most famous authors. Here we go. The first thing we want to do is list a few movies or TV shows I like. The Godfather is an amazing movie.
Big Shot's gonna give you what you want.
He says there's no chance.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
We'll also add the Harry Potter series, which was my childhood.
Expecto Patronum!
Let's add Inception and Interstellar. Maybe I should add a final one here. Game of Thrones. After listing the movies, we want to be more descriptive. I'll write out the reasons I love these stories. For The Godfather, I would say I love it for its storytelling, character building, dialogue, the characters, and decision making. The Harry Potter series is one of my favorites because of the hero's journey and the promise of a better future. The elements of fantasy, which include a prophecy. The story also relies on the good versus evil theme. As a kid, this was everything. I also loved Inception because of the twisted story arc. It was brilliant and involved an intricate display of events. It was innovative. I had never watched anything quite like it, and obviously the ending of the movie was great. Interstellar just kept me entertained. I was mostly on the edge of my seat because a lot was at stake. There was some sacrifice in that as well because, spoiler alert, he didn't really get to see his daughter grow. And also the interesting use of futuristic science, which includes time dilation. And finally, Game of Thrones, which always had suspense. Every character was disposable and was never predictable. One of the best shows up until season 7. Don't get me started with that. The next thing we want to figure out is what our story's genre should be. I'll just add some of my favorites. Sci-fi, thriller, and fantasy. Fantasy will include magical elements like mythical creatures and supernatural powers. In order for the AI to generate a good story, we have to provide a synopsis of what we're looking for. So our story should be about a promised child who frees the people of a land during dark times. Something specific will identify the child when the time comes. Leaders of this new dark world know about this prophecy and have been hunting children that may look like the savior to come. In a futuristic world on an alien planet with unbelievable tech, the time for the savior couldn't arrive sooner. Finally, we want to curate a prompt the AI can use. We already have the details, so let's put them together. Please write a very creative and entertaining story. Here's the summary. Let's copy-paste the qualities of the story. The more descriptive you are, the better. One thing I forgot to add is, you're the best author in the world, known especially for your ability to create mesmerizing worlds and addictive stories. This gives the AI a persona it has to follow. Now the thing about this is, it's going to eat into the general context length, meaning the longer your prompts, the less the AI will generate. But it's okay for now. We'll go for quality over quantity. Perfect. Now we have our final prompt. We can begin using some AI apps to generate a story that could be published. In this video, we'll explore a few options. Let me know which AI writes the best story at the end of this video. First, we'll try GPT-4. GPT-4 is still the best language model out there that can handle various tasks at a high level. We'll copy and paste the prompt and run it. Obviously, ChatGPT has a context limit, so we won't really get enough material here. In order for the story to have enough meat on the bones, it should have adequate material and a lot more story to it, if you know what I mean. ChatGPT can't provide that in one go, so you would have to develop the story across different iterations. Let's go through the output. The title, The Luminous Mark. I already love this. Alright, so there are several chapters here. You can expand each chapter. That's the way to go if you want to use ChatGPT. However, the issue with this approach is that you may lose consistency across the outputs. The longer the story, the more ChatGPT may forget what was said in earlier chapters. This is where you can use plugins that store the memory of previous outputs. Let's go through the story generated from GPT-4.
Title: The Luminous Mark, Chapter 1. The Prophecy's Shadow. In the sprawling metropolis of Exelandra, on the alien planet of Zephyria, the night was pierced by the cries of newborns. The city, a blend of bioluminescent flora and advanced tech, was under the oppressive rule of the Dark Syndicate. Their leader, Lord Varnick, had one obsession: to prevent the prophecy of the promised child from coming true. The prophecy spoke of a child born with a luminous mark, a beacon of hope destined to free Zephyria from darkness. Varnick, with his army of seekers, hunted every newborn, looking for the mark. Chapter 2. Lysa's Secret. Lysa, a young mother, gave birth to a girl with a radiant mark on her wrist. Terrified, she entrusted her child, Elora, to her friend, Jackson, a tech genius. Jackson designed a device to conceal the mark, making it visible only under a specific frequency of light. Chapter 3. Growing Shadows. Elara grew up unaware of her destiny. Her life a blend of lessons on Zephyrian history and secret training sessions with Jackson. She was curious, brave, and had an innate ability to understand the tech around her. One day, a seeker named Draven discovered the frequency to reveal the mark.
I really like the chapters and what the story's about. There are some thriller, fantasy, and sci-fi bits here. I think we can expand this into something amazing. I'm actually quite shocked that I like the story. Do you think this has the potential to be a bestseller? Let me know in the comment section. For now, let's look at another way of AI storytelling, this time with illustrations. We'll do this by adding a plugin from the ChatGPT store. Look for story plugins. There are a few here. We'll go with the stories plugin. Copy the same prompt we had earlier so that we can compare results easily. The AI story is shared via URL. The story also comes with animations. This will help the reader visualize and engage more with the story. The great thing about this plugin is that you can actually decide to publish the book. Yes, you can publish the book in just a few minutes. We'll get to that in a while. For now, let's see how the Stories plugin performs. We'll only go through the first few pages. The Prophecy of the Star Child.
The perpetual darkness, the prophecy was whispered. It told of a star child marked by destiny and imbued with great power, who would bring light and liberty. Among the citizens of the planet, there were those who believed and those who lived in fear. The tyrant rulers, aware of the prophecy, hunted children showing signs of being the prophecy's fulfillment. Among those oppressed was a couple, Andor and Kala. They lived in the shadows, harboring their newborn, whose birthmark resembled a star, a sign of the prophecy. Their child Orion grew amidst whispered stories of the prophecy, hidden from the prying eyes of the oppressive rulers. Andor and Kala nurtured Orion's innate abilities in secret. His extraordinary intelligence and light-manipulating powers were signs that he might indeed be the Star Child. However, the rulers Thane and Mordo were closing in on their hunt. With the presence of a potential star child among them, their reign hung by a thread. One fateful day, the tyrant's henchmen discovered Orion's hiding place. The child was taken and his parents left in despair. Under captivity, Orion's powers were suppressed, but his spirit remained unbroken. He endured, waiting for the time to fulfill his destiny.
You can see that it's hard for the AI to maintain consistency with the animations. It does a good job, but a human will do way better. Diffusion models for images still have a hard time maintaining character consistency across prompts, but this will get better in the future. I've previously covered some projects working on AI image consistency in previous videos. I'll link them in the description. We won't go through the entire story in this video because it's pretty long. I'll upload the entire story here on YouTube. Do check it out if you're interested. Links should be in the descriptions too. Overall, it's an interesting story. This felt more like Greek mythology, with references to starlight and the universe. After reading the entire story, I still prefer the ChatGPT story layout to this. What do you think? Let's go ahead and try publishing this story. The US Copyright Office requires AI books to be significantly human edited. This is to avoid any signs of copyright theft, as some of these models were trained on material for which the rights were never granted. This is an entire topic on its own, but for now, let's go ahead and try editing parts of the story. After modifying a good amount of content, we'll try publishing on Amazon. Let's see how that goes. It seems you need about 200 tokens to publish this. I only have 89 tokens here, so we'll have to purchase some more tokens. We were so close. I'll try this another time. Depending on how many people like your story, you could be a bestseller. This is incredible. If you're an author, please leave your opinion about AI storytelling under this video. Is this a complete no-no, or are you intrigued by it? There are mixed reactions from authors. Some are embracing the times, while others think it's absolutely ridiculous. If AI published books proliferate across the world, then perhaps human-written stories may be cherished and valued even more. Who knows? We'll quickly look at two other AI models here. Cohere is next on the list. Like before, the prompt is pasted into the playground. You can also play around with the parameters in the right pane. This will affect the quality of the output, but we'll mostly leave it as is. We can now run the prompt. After examining the output, Cohere is probably the worst one so far. The storytelling is not the best. There are quite a few repetitions, and we don't get what we're actually looking for. You can further tweak the temperature parameter to see if you get better results. Cohere might be worse because of the data distribution it was trained on. I tried using other model versions and got even worse results than the base model. Try it out and let me know what you guys think. Finally, we also tried Bard from Google. The story generated is not that bad. It's similar to the ChatGPT format, but let's see if it's that good.
The year is 2345. The planet Arion is a dark and dangerous place. The ruling class, known as the technocracy, has enslaved the population and stripped them of their freedom. There is one hope for the people. The promised child, a child who will be born with the power to overthrow the technocracy and free the people. The technocracy knows about the prophecy and has been hunting children who may be the promised child. They have a test that can identify the child, but it is a secret known only to the technocracy's leaders. In a small village on the outskirts of the technocracy's capital, a young woman named Anya is pregnant. She knows that her child could be the promised child, and she is determined to protect him. One night, Anya is visited by a stranger. The stranger tells her that he is from the technocracy and that he knows about the prophecy. He tells her that she must flee the village with her child, or else the technocracy will kill them.
So the story from Bard is pretty basic, in my opinion. There's not enough to go on here. It does set a good base to elaborate on, as we saw in our first example. There are other AI services like Magic Book that you can take advantage of. The best way is to try out all the services and see which ones hit the mark for you. So what's our verdict? I believe AI can write a bestseller, but it will require a lot of human direction. A single prompt request will not give you this. You'll have to go through several iterations and monitor the accuracy and consistency, especially for longer stories. For now, it's clear that human touch adds a layer of emotional intelligence that is difficult to replicate. Could the next bestseller have AI in its acknowledgements? Well, we've already seen such attempts in recent AI research papers. Only time will tell. Thanks for watching. Until the next video, it's goodbye.